Okay, here we have some tribal wars. I'm playing Slivers, and the plan of the deck is to play some low-cost Slivers and then attack with said Slivers, and then eventually the game will end. And that's about it, so let's get into it. Okay, here we are for round one. I am on the draw versus Diamond Dust with pretty acceptable hand. Diamond mulligan to 6. It starts the game with a mystery. What am I playing against? Let's go Sliver Hive, plated Sliver. No, did not consider this. That this is a Sliver, so we'll get all the bonuses as well. Advisors maybe. Yeah, let's go. Muscle Sliver, no point in attacking because this is a 2-3. This is a 1-3. Guess I should thin out a land from the deck. So if I attack, Muscle Sliver is going to get double blocked presumably. I can load the damage onto the automaton, and then when the Muscle Sliver dies, the automaton will also die, which might be useful. Or I could wait until I get some sort of evasion. No, but I probably don't mind clearing some advisors out so the persistent petitioners can't activate. Okay, so just gonna take 3 and have the others bounce off each other. Moth Dust Changeling. Which is also a 3-4. Ah, perfect. The the Changeling Mirror Breaker. So this is all 2 drops. It does have something to break the tie between changelings that I can give mine flying. I don't think it's bad enough to mulligan. I think with all 2 drops in hand I don't actually mind getting to a 4th land, so I won't thin out with the Arid Mesa. Okay, go for Metallic Mimic first. Yeah, I guess I'll go with Cloud Shredder to actually get some damage in. Probably doesn't matter. Okay, and that's the match. Well, it's good to know that my deck can at least beat a Persistent Petitioner's deck. It's round 2 time versus Kumagore. I'm on the play. I got the awkward hand of 4 lands. This can be fine as long as I draw a string of slivers off the top, but start drawing lands, this will probably go pretty poorly. I guess I'll keep it, take that risk. Definitely want to thin out the few fetchable lands in the deck. The 2 fetchable lands left in the deck. Okay, that's a reasonable start. I'll go for the Crystalline Sliver first. Fellows. Okay. I can probably safely attack into that. I'd be kind of surprised if Kuma's willing to trade that off. It's sort of looking like a game I might actually win with poison counters, given that I've drawn all 3 virulent slivers. Because only 2 of these actually need to get through with all 3 virulent slivers on the battlefield to do another 6 poison. Ooh, that's pretty good. Alright, well, let's just do what my deck does and play out some slivers. I guess I'll play out the land. It's not impossible. I get up to 6 mana to start creating some tokens. I think it's very likely, but it's not impossible. Okay. Yeah, I can't afford to attack. I don't think. the virulent slivers. It take 4 poison, and then that'll be cut off. That root of victory would be cut off. We'll have to take 5 damage down to 7. I think I'll just pass the turn. Because with Gisela, I probably do need to win by it via poison. It's gonna be hard to beat the lifelink creature. Yeah, very difficult to beat the win via damage now. Kuma can't afford to attack yet though. Ooh, that is pretty good because now I can unearth the virulent sliver and now I'll get in for enough poison to win. Oh. Akima just took everything, so died to damage instead. So yeah, I was willing to take the risk of on 4 lands, but I'm certainly not willing to take the risk of 0 lands. This seems like a pretty good hand. Definitely want to keep. What do I get rid of? Gale Rider might not be that useful just because playing against an angel deck they're probably all going to have flying themselves. And Crystalline Sliver maybe is slightly worse though just because it seems like it's a Sunblast Angel being used to control my board. Just the advantage of Gale Rider Sliver being a 1-drop. Yeah, I think I'll take that trace. Noble Hierarch, okay. So I think I'll go... I guess it doesn't really matter that much what order I play the 1-drops in, that I'm going to have them all out by turn 2 and they all affect each other, so... Did not mean to grab the Scrubland actually. Don't think it will matter, but actually it matters a huge amount because now I can't play my 2 1-drops on turn 2. Okay. Right, so I guess I'll just play the Predatory Sliver. Well, at least with this arrangement of lands and creatures, I probably don't have to be very afraid of a Sunblast Angel. Shall I? You planeswalker you control and other creatures you control have Hexproof, and 6 to put 1 counter each creature you control. So, want to play a Sinew Sliver, because I'll get my creature up to 3/4s, and then it can still attack in. And the Virulent Sliver, I guess. So there's no advantage to I mean flying when I'm facing a flying creature, but there certainly could be some advantage to dealing some poison. Given all the lifelink I saw last game. Okay, another Birds of Paradise. And 4 Shaman. Sliver and Gale Rider. Okay, dealing 9. Okay, we're down to 5. I think I'm just going to leave the Flood Strand in hand just to bluff something. It's pretty thin value, but so would playing Flood Strand would be pretty thin value as well. So I suppose Kuma could play a Sunblast Angel, leave me with 2 creatures, but it would require killing all of his mana producing creatures as well. That would leave him with 2 angels to fend me off with. Hasn't quite got enough mana to search for the Sunblast Angel though, so... I don't know that there's any reason to play it or not to play it. There we go. Okay, round 3 time. I'm on the play versus Nagarjuna, and I have reason to believe this is going to be a Sliver mirror. So I want to get these as the most cards that only affect my side of the board. Obviously this isn't going to do regardless. Can only cast 1 plated Sliver, which I don't think is going to win the game. Oh. I think I'll probably have to keep this. Ditch either Crystalline Sliver or Muscle Sliver. I'll ditch the Muscle Sliver. Striking Sliver. That was a pretty nice draw. Yes. Continue only playing cards that benefit me, not the opponent. Okay. remind myself how flanking works. Whenever a creature without flanking blocks a sliver. Okay, so it's kind of irrelevant because all the slivers are going to have flanking. I think they do just play out the 2/1 drops, attack with everything. There's a sinew sliver. Okay. So this is now kind of an awkward situation where whoever's blocking has a pretty huge advantage. Just because they can allocate where the blocks go. I think I'll just attack the crystalline sliver. Because that's not super valuable, I don't think, and it will actually... Well, it's valuable only as much as it's a 3/4. So double block with sinew and striking. Guess I take the trade for the striking sliver. Yeah, let's do that. Don't think there's much benefit to killing the sinew sliver. Let's just trade with the striking. Oh. Okay, that was dumb. I thought I misremembered what Cloud Shredder Sliver had, and I thought that was giving my creature first strike as well, but no, it's just a striking sliver giving first strike, so that was just a really dumb move on my part. Okay, opposing crystalline sliver. My own striking sliver. I think I'll just spend all my mana there. Well, our creatures are getting very, very shrouded at this point. Yeah, it's just no point in attacking. Oh no, the Predacy Sliver. That's entirely unfair. So the reason not to play the Muscle Sliver is it doesn't really affect the competing board states. It's just that if damage gets through, it does more damage. It's probably worth it to still run it out in case I draw another 1-drop and want to play both of them at the same time. Okay. Well, that'll give me maybe something of an advantage in the long game if we actually trade off at some point. It is worth noting that Naga has 5 more cards in hand than me. Ooh, another predatory sliver. Now this is starting to get bad for me. Well, would have been better earlier, but that is at least not a symmetrical effect. This is 11 creatures. Oh. Okay, claw back some of this some of the advantage I've lost. Well, Naga's drawing a lot more lands than me. I did throw away that one crystalline sliver. He does at least have a Waterlog's Grove. Long way away from the Sliver Hive though, because ancient ziggurats don't contribute to activating it. Whenever a sliver you control attacks, defending player loses 1 life. So I'm probably going to lose now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 2 get through. Yeah, I'm dead because I'm taking a bunch from the Leeching Sliver triggers. Make sure it actually commits to attacking, yeah. Okay. This is a reasonable hand, with the only problem being that most of the creatures are symmetrical. Striking Sliver gives me a noticeable advantage though, so I'll keep. I definitely don't want to. Yeah, I'm sure I just want to play the Striking Sliver first. Might not want to play the Plated Sliver because it does kind of offset the first strike advantage a bit. It's just going to be an opposing Striking Sliver. Yes, it is. Alright, well, no reason not to play Plated Sliver now. Also no reason to attack. Oh no. I'm at a decided disadvantage now. Do I even want to play one of my lords? It just means that Naga can get in for more damage in the air. I don't think I do. Ugh, it's Predatory Sliver. doesn't help. I mean, this is a completely unfair situation where Lager's got only creatures that only affect his side. Yeah, and that's Leeching Sliver. So I'm taking... yeah, down to 2. Oh well, there's nothing that can be done at this point. So yeah, there we go. Hoisted by my own Slivers in the final round.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Alright, so the Slivers got slivered, but other than that, it performed pretty well. As far as changes go, I think maybe Metallic Mimic should be dropped. It's just probably not necessary with the 12 other Lords, and the fact that it really does need to come down first before anything else to actually have an effect makes it a bit weak. Virulent Sliver, I'm thinking maybe I should run 4 instead, just because they become so much more effective in multiples. It's hard to get up to 10 poison when you've only got 1 Virulent Sliver. If you're hitting the opponent 10 times, you're probably killing them with regular damage, but when you get 2 or 3 of them out, then they can certainly add up. Sometimes it's pretty useful against life gain decks. Naga showed the effectiveness of the Leeching Sliver in our matches, so maybe I want a couple of those instead of some of the Metallic Mimics. And Dregscape Sliver proved kind of useful in one game, so I think 1 is the correct amount for that. I don't think I want more than that though, because it's obviously redundant in multiples and not always going to be useful anyway. It can be a pretty great way of finishing off games that start to stall out. I think that is everything I have to say. Thank you very much for watching.